Stopping the scroll is the primary job of live stream quality and video setup. For my shows, I prioritize a main focal point through a lens camera combo that works with the lighting and background to keep the viewer focused right here. Right on me, y'all. Subtle additions in frame, but out of focus gives intrigue and curiosity, just enough to make a person pause, and that, my friends, is the entire point. Lastly, I use video clips and different camera angles to randomize what's seen and hold the viewer's attention. And that's it. That's my secret sauce. But if you want all the nerdy specifics and details, I'll show you in this video. I'm Kirk Nugent, your live video coach. And on this channel, I show you the nuts and bolts of live streaming for the do-it-yourself streamer. And today we're looking at how I do live stream video, cameras, studio, and clips. This is the third installment in the Livestreaming Kirks Way series. We're pulling back the veil so you can see how it all works. To get started, I'll share the equipment list, their details, and config. Then I'll share how I use each element. So first up is my number one camera, the Sony a6400. The Sony a6400 is a little bit older. A lot of people have kind of upgraded to other models of the Sony camera. I am still in love with this camera. The autofocus on it really it catches just at the right way. In fact, this is the camera I'm using right now to record. So this is my primary camera. And so in this video you're gonna see, of course, that it is behind the Glide Gear TMP100 teleprompter. And that screen that I'm using in there is the Lilliput 10.1-inch 4K monitor. On the Sony a6400 is the Sigma 16mm lens with that beautiful focal length, and it gives me that milky bokeh that I'm looking for in my shot. And so that is my primary camera, the camera that I use for pretty much majority of my videos, except when I want to shift to other things as we go along. So let's move to camera number two, the Sony a6000 camera. The Sony a6000 camera, it still has clean HDMI, even though it's even older than the a6400. I use this for my top-down shot. People want to see the different things that I've got going on, maybe for an unboxing, maybe a product video. Definitely all of my stuff on Amazon Live. The lens on this camera is the Sony 16 to 50 millimeter. So it does have, that it's not a prime lens, so you can actually zoom in and out on it. And I need that from time to time to really pull in close for those top-down shots. This is the camera that I use, again, for those product unboxing, but it really has come in handy. One of the things I love about these Sony cameras is that they've given us the things that, the HDMI out, the clean HDMI. It does take a battery pack, so I have the dummy battery in there plugged in, so I get that consistent power. And so even though this used to be my primary camera before I got the a6400, I can still use it in my setup for this purpose. Now we'll move to camera number three, which is the camera behind me, and that is the Logitech C920. The Logitech C920 is a webcam. I've got a USB extension. I think it's almost 20 feet, but either way, it's a long cord that is coming from the desk here, going around the wall of the room and then up towards that camera, which sits behind me. I used to, a long while ago, right? Even before the a6000, I used to use this as my primary camera. It used to sit right in front of me on a little tripod. This is what I love about the Logitech C920. It does have that thread mount for a tripod. And so it has now been repurposed for the behind the scenes shot, right? BTS. And this is a favorite shot of a lot of people. Whenever I'm doing a show or when I come in as a guest for others, they're always like, man, can you show us that background shot? Now, there's several things in this shot that make it a little bit difficult to, pull out the quality of the camera, because it's still a very good camera for a lot of people that are out there that have the C920 or even the Logitech Brio. That these are great cameras, but one of the things I always say to folks is, as you go on your journey, you want to buy equipment that you can continue to use even when it is no longer your primary camera or your primary thing, your go-to item, just like what I've done with the Logitech C920. So it sits behind me just above my shoulder here, and it allows me to get that background shot. So now let's move to camera number 4. I know that's a lot of cameras. The Sony ZV-E10. The Sony ZV-E10 is the newest camera in the Nugent studio here. I use it for that other shot, that other look. Currently, it has the Sigma 30mm lens on it, but I do have an additional Sigma 16mm lens that I swap out on the Sony ZV-E10 from time to time. This is more of a moving second shot. Sometimes if I need to record something in a standing position and I don't want to change my config, I'll move this up. This is the camera that I take with me on trips, for travel, for run and gun type things, even vlog style videos. This is also the camera that I'll set up on the tripod and really get a nice clean top-down shot that's a little bit better than the A6000 can get. It does do 4K. This camera, I mean, it's just amazing. USB-C, so I can plug it up to my computer without need of a battery, but it does have a dummy battery that I have with it as well. But that USB-C, when you plug it up to your computer, it sees the camera as a webcam. So the Sony ZV-E10 fulfills both. You can use the HDMI to mini HDMI cable with a capture card or plug it into a switcher like the A10 Mini, but you can also plug it up using the USB-C cable directly to your computer, and it sees it as a webcam. And here's the bonus item with the ZV-E10. It also sees the camera's microphone and whatever microphone you have plugged into it. So when you have that ZV-E10 plugged into your computer with the USB-C cable, you're not only seeing it as a webcam all over your computer, but you will see it show up as a microphone all over your computer as well. So this one is clutch. It does a lot of things for me. Now, let's look at the framing of the shot, which is the studio. This framing of the shot is one of my favorite pieces of setting up live stream video or video production. I always tell folks you want to have something in the shot that means something to you. So I have this studio wall of fame, if you will, people who have been on my show, people who have not been on my show, but who have meant something personal to me. So I have those pictures on the wall behind me. I use mix tiles to print those pictures directly from my phone. So there's an app on the phone, just upload the pictures and then design the wall tile the way you want it, and it shows up a few days later. Also in the shot is my work desk. So where you see me right now is, of course, my stream desk, video production desk. This is where I record, but I don't necessarily work here. So my work desk is behind me, but I have some elements on the work desk that really give that production feel and vibe to my videos. And so having that in the shot is pretty dope. And I have to say this as well, when I am doing a meeting or jumping on quickly to a live show as a guest from my work desk, this desk is in the shot. And again, just thinking through that process, what people will see when they see you really does help to drive that point home. So that brings us through all the different elements. The last piece we're going to look at is video clips. Sometimes you want to showcase something. Let's say you're doing something on Amazon Live, or you're explaining something real quick, and you already have that video clip recorded somewhere. Being able to bring in your video clips seamlessly, whether you're using a streaming software or a video software, video production software, that doesn't matter which one, but let's say for streaming, for instance, if you're using an Ecamm Live or a StreamYard or whatever, you can bring those clips in and allow people to see that without you having to physically get up and walk around with a camera. So this is how I set up my video for my live shows and for video production. I like to bring in those clips, and you've seen several of them as I've been talking through this video today. The other things I want to share there, of course, is your shots. You have different shots. I can move my camera, the main camera, my primary camera, back a little bit in order to get more in frame. And I use that shot actually for my Amazon Live show. But you want to play with your setup. play with some of these things to ensure that you have many different looks and feels depending on what you're going for the video that you're recording or for the live show that you're going to be on. There's a lot there. We covered a lot in that time frame, but let's take a moment right now and break down each element. The C920 is functional for behind the scenes, but it's not the greatest video quality based on what's in the shot, so I use it sparingly throughout my videos and my live shows. The A6000 is clutch for product demo, unboxing, or just showing off the desktop, which funny enough, people want to see from time to time. The ZV-E10 gives me a different angle, which allows me to use that time-tested video production technique, forcing the viewer to shift focus and draw their attention back to the screen. Adding personal pieces of significance to the studio gives me inspiration and a lot of talking points, or should I say, conversation starters, because I don't have enough to talk about, right? These video and studio components alone are good, but you have to couple them with the right lighting and clean, clear, crisp audio to have the total package. If you missed those videos, watch them right here.